Hello, my name is Erica Metu, and today I'll be interviewing a 45-year-old male that was referred by his primary care provider with adjustment disorder with anxiety. He was released from prison 8 months ago after serving 12 years sentence for burglary. He is a single male, never married, with no children. He has a GED, and today will be our third visit. The three psychotherapeutic modalities that I will be blending is cognitive behavior therapy, humanistic therapy, and interpersonal therapy. The key concept for the cognitive behavior therapy will be mindfulness behavior therapy. The individual will pay very close attention to body, sensation, cognitive feelings, and learn how to accept those feelings without being influenced by them. For humanistic therapy, we'll be using the client-centered therapy um, coined by Carl Rogers, who believes that the client is the key to improvement and recovery, but he needs to be in a empathetic and a unconditional positive regard setting in order for the patient to improve. And also, I'll be using the interpersonal therapy, focusing on motivational interviewing, which basically emphasizes building the client's motivation to change. The psychotherapeutic approach for the mindfulness basically believes that a person becomes more aware of their physical, mental, and emotional conditions during stressful situations such as the panic attack, can learn how to control those feelings without succumbing to them. The way they can do this is by meditation and deep breathing. For client-centered therapy, we hope that the client will become stronger and healthier and develop a strong sense of self, and as well be able to understand their feelings. This can be done by creating a warm, positive, and accepting environment for the patient. For motivational interviewing, we recognize that the clients may be at different stages of change. The therapist doesn't have to necessarily agree with the client's perspective, but should create a empathetic and encouraging environment to help the patient reach their conclusion. The reason why I chose each of these modalities, I believe that the mindful therapy will help the patient be able to move away from the automatic negative responses toward understanding there's other ways to look at stressful situations and why they occurred without feeling overwhelmed. And if they are overwhelmed, they have tools such as the meditation or deep breathing to help them cope with it. For client-centered therapy, we feel that the client will be helpful. It will be helpful for the client to overcome the shame and the guilt that he may feel from the incarceration. And this way, we'll be able to highlight some of his strengths and his ability with the support without the criticism. For motivational interviewing, I feel that this technique will be useful in the cases that allow the client to explore their own ideas and be able to look in things in a new way and weigh some of their decisions, whether it was beneficial, and then look at some of the drawbacks from their own consequences. The overall expectation from the encounter, during the three encounters, I hope for the initially we can help the patient develop coping skills to manage some of these severe anxiety attacks. During the CBT, the client will discover the significance of automatic negative thoughts and the importance of being mindful in order to reduce severe anxiety. As we progress, I hope to build trust with the patient and be able to emphasize on some of his positive attributes, and it's a potential to make meaningful choices to become the person that he aspires to be. And finally, during the session, I hope that he becomes empowered during the motivational therapy, where he can make health choices that will promote long term compliance. These three modalities can benefit a person's from different cultural backgrounds and diverse backgrounds. For the CBT, the mindfulness, it was originally rooted in Buddha tradition, but they have been able to marry those ancient roots with some of our Western stress reduction programs to promote awareness and focus. Uh, for the client centered therapy, Rogers and his colleagues have devoted substantial time and resources towards clarifying cross-cultural definitions of person-centered approach and providing future foundations for therapeutic work for cultural diverse settings. And they believe that with the unconditional positive regards, that the therapy should be able to cross all cultural barriers. Motivational interviewing can help people with diverse backgrounds because it's good to treat a variety of conditions such as drug and alcohol addiction, mental health issues. It's highly effective with troubled teens and oppositional defiance disorder, and those who deal with self-destructive behaviors. In summary, I chose to use these three therapies and synthesize them because I feel that the benefit of synthesizing these therapies can promote self awareness and teach the patient how to read their emotions and how to distinguish between healthy and unhealthy feelings, helping him to understand that distorted perceptions can lead to painful feelings. So I now would like to get into my first session, which would be the mindful behavior therapy. I would like to consent with my participant that it's okay to have you on audio for these sessions.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. So session one is the mindful based cognitive therapy. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm not feeling so great. I'm experiencing some increased anxiety in public, and when I'm in public places. I don't know why.
Okay. Can you tell me about the last time this happened?
Oh, the last time I was in a department store. I forgot which one. When I was in the store, I felt like everybody was watching me, and they were judging me. Everybody in the store, even the people that worked there. So when I found out they were watching me and judging me, I started sweating. My heart started racing. I felt this all of a sudden, and then my hand were tingling. Yeah.
Can you tell me what you were thinking when you saw the people looking at you?
Maybe I thought was going to, they thought I was going to steal something. That's what I'm thinking. Or maybe call the police and then I have to go back to jail again, which I don't want to do.
Mhm. And how did you feel when you thought about that?
Well, I was scared. I felt fear. And that's my worst fear, going back to jail. So that's what I was feeling at the moment. I was scared that they might call the police and then I can go back to jail.
And so, how did you react?
I began to panic. I started to experience these symptoms again.
So, what evidence do you have that the people were judging you?
Well, they were looking at me. Every time I look, they're looking at me. So all eyes were on me.
Can you think of any other reason why someone would be looking at you in a department store?
Well, maybe the people that work there, the employees, maybe they thought maybe I needed some kind of help. I don't know. I can't tell why they were looking at me. So maybe they thought I needed help, or maybe I don't know.
Let's talk about your reaction, and which is that's your automatic response to the people looking at you. In order to manage your physical response, which was like the increased heart rate and the tingling hands, it's important that you be aware of how you interpret certain situation, which can dictate how you feel and in turn how you react.
That makes sense. Sounds good. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
It takes time to be able to recognize those thoughts and catch them. But while we continue to develop those skills and work on it, we can use a tool called mindful cognitive therapy, which can help you manage your attacks where you are. The purpose of this is to ground you in the current situation when you start to experience those attacks. So you want to be aware of what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what you can hear, what you feel. Then you ground yourself and start to breathe in deep. um, this doesn't automatically stop the panic attacks from happening, but it can decrease the intensity of it and eventually subside with the anxiety. Can you demonstrate some of your breathing techniques where you breathe in slowly through your nose and out through your mouth?
Yes, I can.
Can you do that for me now?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. How do you feel?
It feels better. I feel a little bit relieved.
Well, that's good. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.
So that in session one, we'll begin with session two, which would be the cognitive. Um, it would be actually the client-centered therapy. Hello, sir. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Okay. How you been feeling?
Well, thank you for asking. I've been feeling kind of stressed out and overwhelmed.
Can you tell me more about that?
I think it's because I've been really working hard, to find a job, and nothing is working out for me. I can't find a job.
So what I hear you saying is that you're feeling stressed out and overwhelmed with your job search.
Yes, I am. Yeah, very stressed out. It's not like I'm not trying. I've been on multiple interviews. It seems like I have filled out hundreds of applications, but still no luck. I don't know what to do, man. I've had thoughts of going back to getting money the easy way I know how to. I don't want to say what it is, but you already know. But I know that only ends one way, which is the jail. I don't want to go back to jail, which is my worst fear. So I'm stuck in the middle. I don't know what to do. I need a job.
So what do you think you can do in order to stop those thoughts of having of going back to the illegal activities and going back to jail?
I need a job. If I had a job, that would help. At least if I had something to do every day to keep my mind occupied, maybe, I can even volunteer somewhere, you know. I can do volunteering job just to get out of the house and be somewhere with other people.
Well, it's not to me that you want to be useful and contribute to society.
Yep, yep. I just want to be productive, I want to feel normal like everybody else.
Well, I can really hear that you're trying to improve yourself.
I really don't know if I should continue looking for work or just volunteer. What do you think I should do?
I wish I can give you the answer to that. It sounds like you're frustrated. But I'll ask you, what do you think that you should do in this situation right now?
Yeah, I would love to work right now. We have to have a job. I could use that extra money. But volunteering may not be such a bad idea either. I can volunteer. You know, I could learn some work skills and then at the same time build my resume. And then in the meantime, I could continue applying for jobs. So
I think you made a decision that you're comfortable with because you figure out a way where you can be productive among society, contributing as well as gaining work experience while you're working towards your ultimate goal of finding a job.
yeah, I do feel comfortable. Yeah.
Well, that's a great session. Glad you came in today.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice day. I will see you next week.
So this will be the beginning of our session 3 for motivation interviewing. Hello, sir. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Well, I did like we discussed the last visit. The last time I was here, I've been volunteering for the last past month, and then it's been great. It's been good. But I received notice from the transitional living facility, which is where I'm staying right now, that I need to vacate my room in 30 days. And I asked them why. They said it's because of some regulation changes and government fundings. I have been extremely stressed, and the only thing that helping me is my nightly beer. I haven't drunk in 12 years. Can you believe that? 12 years. Not even when I was released from jail 8 months ago. But for the past 2 weeks, I've been drinking 2 to 3 beers every night. You know, I can see where this could go, and I don't want it to continue, and I don't want to continue this partner. You know, yeah, because I already know where it's going to lead to.
So you are concerned that your recent alcohol consumption may continue to increase and possibly develop into a pattern of a habit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I've seen it a million times before. With my family, people in my family, some of them are fighting with alcoholism, and then other people close to me. Yeah, I think yes.
How many ounces of beers would you say you drink?
I drink like 2 to 4 cans. Yeah, about 2 to 4 cans of 8 ounces. Um, you know, so yeah, since all this started happening, I've been drinking 2 to 4 8 ounces every night. I'm
Every
sorry.
night.
Hmm.
Okay. So they recommend that adult males drink no more or don't exceed any more than 7 drinks per week.
Per week.
How do you feel about that?
Whoa. Well, I guess I'm way over my limit for this for the week. 7 drinks per week. I'm already drinking 3 to 4 8 ounces a night, so I think that's way over the limit. You know.
So what do you like about beer?
Oh, everything. Well, almost everything. It reduces my stress for one. I'm less worried. I'm even happier. It
Okay.
takes away my stress.
And what do you dislike about beer?
Oh man, some days, the hangover and taking up all my money. Some days I have a bad hangover and I'm on a fixed income and it takes up all my expendable cash. So I'm always broke and I don't like the way I feel the next morning.
So on one hand, it reduces your stress because you're feeling more relaxed, and on the other hand, it's increasing your stress because you're left with less money for the month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I need to find another way to decrease my stress. I have to.
What do you think about, or have you thought about trying?
I've thought about doing exercise because I've done it in the past. I like playing basketball. They've helped me a lot in the past, to
Mhm.
manage my stress. So maybe I can go back in the park, play some basketball with some people.
So you've had some success with behavior changes in the past. So if you did decide to do this, then you would try basketball.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay. And
Sounds
so, how
good.
important is changing for you from a scale from 0 to 10?
Oh, so 10 means good or bad?
So 0 is like you're not motivated at all. 10 means you're highly motivated.
I'm very, very up there. I can see like maybe 8.
Okay.
I need to stay sober. So to change my situation and save money, I had to stop and I need to cut it down real low.
And how
So 8 is
confident?
good.
Okay, how confident are you that you're gonna quit?
I'm very confident. I'm very confident that I
Okay.
can stop.
Okay. What would you do to quit?
I don't know about quitting all the way.
Mhm.
I don't know about quitting all the way. I don't want to stop altogether, but I could cut down to 1 beer per week until I find a place to live.
So it sounds to me like you're motivated. I'm pretty confident that once you decide to do what you plan, you'll be successful based on your past experience.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in.
And thank you for having me. And
And
God
this,
bless you.
thank you. And this concludes a presentation. Thank you.
You're welcome.